It depends on the priority of the project as to how it is that I structure my day. And then typically I will check and respond to my emails. And then I will check all of my clients' social media pages. So that could be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, just to make sure that no nasty comments were left during the evening. If there's a customer service issue that I need to pass on to the client, that can be addressed. And just to kind of give it a quick check. So once I have done that, these are kind of some of the projects that I do, again, in my capacity as a marketeer during the day. And any day could have a multitude of these things, or, so it's kind of like a hodgepodge depending on what projects I'm working on. But I will create the marketing plans and the budgets. So if a client says, listen, I have this great new product, I want to bring it to market, but I have no idea who I should be selling it to, how should I put it on the news, which station should I put it on? By the way, I want to spend $5. It is then my job to create a marketing plan that will encompass the best possible opportunities for that client, and then be a little bit more realistic about the $5 budget, and try to get them aligned in that way. Campaign tracking is something that I do as well. So we have a campaign out there now. We want to see how it's performing in the market for the client. This basically means just monitoring the spaces. So it could be social media. It could be that we've done a ad in the paper, and I want to now see how many people have responded to that by speaking to someone in the client's office to find out if there is an increase of calls, increase of emails, website hits, whatever it is. I like the campaign tracking part of all of the projects that we do, because it tells us whether or not we're doing our job. It tells us if the market is really responding to what it is that we put out there. Then we do media plans and placements. So again, from that budget that we've created, we can say, okay, well, you should be in the Nassau Guardian. We want to put you on the Digital Tribune space. We want to put you on YouTube. All of these things kind of happen from that marketing plan. And then that's when we get into the placements in the media. Then we complete our marketing reports. So very important to our clients. We have to tell them exactly how our campaigns have performed. So again, this is why the campaign tracking is super important. At the end of the month, I never want to go to a client and say, oh, nothing happening. When we track the campaigns on a weekly basis, we can tell what's kind of circulating, and if we need to change strategies, or if we need to do something a little different, maybe we need to look at the budgets and tweak those. Something has to be done if the campaign is not performing, and the time is not to, or the time not to tell the client is after you didn't spend their money and they're looking for the results in the marketing reports. And then we do our social media content plans as well. So posts that need to go up, those are typically planned in advance so that we can schedule them and post them, and again, monitor them and make sure that they are aligned with whatever messaging and campaigns that we're running. And guys, if you have any questions, I know I can't see the chat right now, but if you want to unmute your mic, if you can, and ask a question as we go through this, please feel free. All right, again, on any given day, we could be doing script writing, and that could be for a radio commercial, a TV commercial. We can be laying out the copy for our graphic designers, and just the signage concepts as well. So again, important for the graphic designers to kind of have a clear path of what it is that you want from your campaign. Obviously, you can't take a quarter-page ad and put it on a sign. So all of those things kind of need to be addressed. And then we do the copy outlines as well. Animation outlines. So I do very basic animation. But again, doing the copy and the outline for that kind of helps shape that project up. So when I do get into the creative studio, I am able to kind of lay it out, and I'm not farting around with popping things out of my brain and just trying to put it together on the spot, which can take a lot of time. And that is a lesson that I've learned from experience. We do press releases as well. So if there's something newsworthy, something that we feel should be in the media, should be on the news, then we write those press releases and we send it to our press contacts. We also create the content for newsletters and e-blasts. Then some of the fun things that we get to do, media appearances. So typically we can be on the radio, on the television, talking about the client and talking about the client's projects. Sorry, I do see a chat notice here. Just let me check that in case I have missed. Okay, that's great.
That's
Sorry.
me asking if they have any questions yet.
Oh, questions. I see. Yeah, I might as well tell y'all I could talk forever. So if you do have questions, just let me know. Um,
Tika, Shelly, Kayshawn, Kaden.
Aiden, you have any questions? That's great.
No, I just see where angle you coming from. So, you know. So what I like though is your rag. That's actually what I do is I have a to-do list in my phone where everything I need to do, but I don't have them, you know, order like you, which is a
Mhm.
really good idea. Like the urgent ones, the ones that you have a little time to play with, and the ones you could kind of get to a little later on, but you have to do. So that was pretty good to prioritize your to-do list rather than just writing out everything you have to do because it could become confusing or you don't know where to start, so you don't start anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yes, it could be like when you get those overwhelming kind of like all of the projects are all on your head that day. Yeah, it can be quite crazy.
Yep.
And if you're like me, that's great, and you just go, oh,
Yep.
and and just waste time before you start. Um, and guys, it is a really good practice to get into. Like seriously, it has saved me a lot of times. And again, that snapshot of knowing what it is that my day is going to look like helps me from not freaking out when it is extremely busy. Then again, what we'd be doing in a day is sometimes we'll be doing a production shoot. So we may be on set with someone like Dasquay, who's a social media influencer. We may be with someone who is shooting a commercial for us. And basically, in this capacity, we act as if we are the directors of the shoot. Sometimes we are the people that get the snacks and get the props and whatever else is needed to make sure that that shoot just runs smoothly, but we are coordinating and executing those production shoots. Again, TV interviews if necessary for the client, if we need to get out there in front of an audience and talk about their product or their service. And then photo shoots. Again, much like the production shoots, you are basically going to be the director of that shoot and make sure that everything runs according to plan and that you are getting the content you need for later on for your TV ad or for your magazine ad or whatever it is that that photo shoot is for.
Excuse me, Miss Archer.
Yeah.
My quick question: how do you set up your rag though? Like, what site do you use? Like, how do you set it up? What? Because I'm interested in making one of my own.
Perfect. So I actually am very like old school. So I use Excel. In the Excel documents, I basically just, and I'll show you kind of an example here. My computer is a little bit slow. So, and this is also something that I do. You guys are seeing the screen, right? So what I do for my clients pay me on a monthly basis as a retainer. What I do is I make sure, because that retainer covers a certain amount of hours every month. So for instance, if a client is hiring me for 25 hours that month, I actually keep my own time logs of how much time I'm spending with the clients. This helps in two ways. One, it keeps me extremely accountable. Um, because when you are an independent agent, you know, you don't have a supervisor or a boss looking over your shoulder all day. You are your own boss, but that again comes with a double-edged sword, because you could just sit on the beach all day and get nothing done and then try to charge the client. But what we've done is we've created this way of keeping ourselves accountable. And then too, if you find that the work is consistently taking you over the allotted time that you have been paid for, then you know you can have a conversation with the client and say, look, you know, all of the projects that we've been doing consistently, we're running over the retainer amount. We may need to renegotiate the retainer, or we may need to just renegotiate how it is that we structure our projects. So this is just a basic rag. And what this does is this tells me all of my projects,
Miss
what I've
Archer,
done. Hey, go ahead.
we can't see the screen. We only seeing projects on any given day.
Yeah.
Oh, my
If you
bad.
have your rag up.
Hold on. Let me stop this share. All right. All right, better? Yep, see my reds?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is just basically how I structure it. So I give myself a little bit of a guide here as well at the top, where overdue, potential slippage, on target, and then I write down what the task is. I know what the deadline is. I give myself a status, which obviously I don't really complete once I put the strike through it, and then I make notes. So some of the projects might not be on my end, which was holding them up, but I need to know where that is. And again, when you're dealing with 3 to 4 clients and full project logs, it's always good to kind of keep yourself accountable. But that's just a very, very basic setup. And I can, after the meeting, maybe just do a blank one for you guys and send that out if you think that that will help. Would that work?
Thank you.
No problem. All right, so I think that I'm just going to rush through the rest of this because I know Dasque has lots of exciting stuff to tell us about. And yeah, so again, a day in the life of a marketeer, media, we did that one. Social media animations, we create those. We do the designs for the static posts for social media. We do editing and proofing for our graphic designers and any copy that would have been done. We lay out the emailers, the e-blasts to send those out. And again, then we have meetings, we host webinars, we attend webinars, virtual events, live broadcasts, like the Facebook Lives, things like that, we host those. Then if we have a promotion, we do the prize distribution. There may be clients that have members of their team that are interested in marketing or want to work in marketing. We do some coaching. We also do signage checks. So if a client spends $20,000 on their signage, they want to make sure that the signage is always looking good. We do that. And we also do trainings, and trainings can range from anything marketing related to product. And because I am rushing through all of these, I won't get into too much detail, but I hope I've kind of explained what a day in my life looks like. And that's in a pretty, I guess, condensed snapshot. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. And if not, I'm going to bring in Desquay.
For a young person like me who would like to be a part of do marketing, want to take up marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do internships or just to teach me who is just entering the world?
You mean free labor, Mister? Is that what you
think? If that's an experience.
I might she say just entering the world. She just born.
No, entering the world as in just coming out of high school, experiencing the work world and knowing what you want to do. So
I actually have not done it in the past, but I will type my email address in the chat, and I would love for you to email me and we could have a talk. And I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff that we could have you working on. That would be exciting. Maybe we just get to know a little bit more about what type of marketing that you want to do, and then we could go from there. But I would be very welcome to that.
Thank you very much.
No problem, Ms. Stokes. Okay, I'll shut up now. That's where the floor is yours.
We don't shut up. Don't say that to yourself. That's good. So piggybacking off of what you're saying now, when it comes to marketing, I always let creativity take over. Creativity would almost always sell a product. You have some companies that want to stick to the old ways of doing it, or some persons who want to be just the regular way. They don't want to do nothing too risky or too creative, I would say. But then you have a lot of persons who just want their brands, their companies, their business, their product to pop. A lot of clients say that word, right, Ms. Aja? Or let me say, I just want to pop. I just want it out there. We ain't know what pop means.
I want it to pop, but I have $10.
Right. You want it pop on a $5 budget, right?
Exactly.
But I always tell persons, and I assume that y'all in this session are young people graduating and getting into this field of interest with marketing, with and PR and all that good stuff, and advertising. So me being in it for a while, I've been able to see a 360 view and even dabble in it myself, where I can go in front of the camera or behind the camera. I can help you to come up with a marketing campaign, or I could be the person to push your product. So in front of the camera, behind the camera, planning or execution, I've dabbled in it all. So I'm not no expert. I don't have a rag, but I do, based on my creative flow and understanding what they want, which is very important, and then coming up with what I think um, merged with what they think is the best execution, because you will come across a lot of companies who don't know how to do it, like Ms. Archer said, but they want you to do it. You have some persons who know how they want to do it. They want it this way, that way, this color, that big, that small, that too big, that too small. I'll turn it that way. I say pink, I actually want it red. How much more money that is? Man, just do that for me. Like you have it's not easy being in marketing, because you will come across a lot of different styles of clients, and you have to be ready for all. Let me just tell you all that now. You have some that are strict, you have some that are free, you have some that are knowledgeable, you have some who just, they already work with some people and they weren't satisfied, so they come to you and they kind of already have something in their head. So if you don't really meet the standard, then they, but you have to be confident in what you bring to the table. Why am I different? Why why am I confident that I know I can get your product out, get your business out there, get sales, get people walking in your door, get build brand awareness. Your confidence will drive you no matter the circumstance. Um, if you go back to the basics, I assume all of you guys believe in God or Christ. I wouldn't say are Christians, because I don't want to assume. But I always inspire persons this way when it comes to creativity. Creativity first, marketing after. In the Bible, the very first line in the Bible is, "In the beginning, God created." Right? Full stop. The first thing we learn from the beginning was God was a creative. Now, he made man and woman, which means he made us. And we say he is our father, which means his genes was passed to us, which means we have creativity in us, right? I always start persons from the basic. So you can hold on to that nugget. You are naturally a creative, all right? Now, when you tie that with knowledge, when you tie that with experience, when you tie that with like internship, like the young lady inquired, when you tie that now with knowledge, with understanding, with practice, with execution, now you merge your natural creativity with your professionalism, your business mind, and that's where you can flourish and you can grow, and companies could be calling you left, right, and center. I hear about you. You're really good at what you do, and I want to work with you. And then money starts to come in, business starts to come in, clients starts to come in, retainers start to come in. I don't know retainer yet. I just get paid for the commercial, but that retainer sound good. Yeah, I can put in 25 hours for the month. Once you give me that little thing, I can need a little thing. But being in the marketing field and being a highly sought out talent to get businesses exposure and products sold, and being attached to, I just finished doing something for live. It means that the they trust me. They trust me. They see my numbers. They see who I am. They see what I produce, and they trust me. Brands will only come to persons they trust. Some persons will come to persons that they want to try out. So they would have come. They'll come to y'all to market them to try out, or they'll come because they trust you. If they come in to try out, you gain their trust. Just like Miss Archer with her rag, she keeps herself accountable. So you ain't late with your stuff. You ain't late with your obligations. And they say, yeah, they just doing what they want to do. They ain't get my thing done in time, and I paying them money. I paying them $2.50, and they ain't get my graphic yet. They ain't get my commercial done yet. But the beautiful thing about you guys, depending on what field you're in, marketing, advertising, or PR, is y'all are the bridge between the talents the graphic artists, the sound engineers, the videographers, and your clients. You're the one that bring them together. Um, there, I've worked with a few marketing persons, marketing agencies where they called on me to do work for a client. And the first thing they made sure I understood was who is it that I'm going to be working with? What are they looking for? What is their price point? Why did they choose me? They always tell me they choose you because they like your commercials, man. They like how funny you is and you're clean, you don't cuss and stuff like that. So you're clean. So and they like your energy. So the marketing agencies now, the PR person, they now make me feel excited because I know the bosses of whatever company this is already like like me. So now it becomes easier for them to pull me in to now really open up to say, okay, let me see what they working with. How much what they looking for? How much they want. Um and then being the middleman, making sure you stay professional, and also making sure that there's creativity, there's freedom, there is comfortableness because you don't want your clients to feel uncomfortable. You don't want the people you bring on for your projects to feel uncomfortable because it will show in your final product. Have you ever had that problem, Ms. Archer?
Definitely. Even creative differences destroy a product if they're not communicated properly up at the front before the cameras start rolling. You could have a disaster on your hands. And if somebody isn't comfortable with the script, you have to work with them to make sure that the wording is what they would feel comfortable saying, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, that will definitely come across. The camera don't hide much. And your voice, even when you're doing a commercial with radio, your voice tends to give away a lot as well. So I totally agree with that one.
Yeah. Also, it's very important when you get into marketing, when you go to these companies and they trust you and they give you the retainer and they say, okay, go be great, go create. It's important to know, especially when you're looking for talent, you want to go with the best pick for that company. And I hope I'm making sense. If you if you want to market an ice cream place, you don't want to go to an old man who on the radio because the children, or I guess the parents with the children, ain't really actually, yeah, the parents could be listening to him. But if you choosing a talent to represent ice cream, you want someone that's vibrant, that's young, someone that connects with young parents, with the young people, even the older parents, because even with me, with my talent and what I do, I connect from the old people straight down to the young people. So I have mastered all of the markets, I think. I think there might be one or two markets I haven't mastered, but I think from the old persons who see me on commercial to the young people who see me on TikTok, I always try to keep myself relevant to all of them. So whatever client comes to me, I am able to say, yes, I can reach women between 25 and 35. Yes, I can reach children in primary school because I could just talk to the parents. Yes, I can reach older folks that are 50 and above and you want them to sign up for pension or something like that. You know what I mean? Or insurance or something like that. Um, and that's when the creative process, how can we reach them? How can I get this message across without boring them? What's the first thing I can do to grab their attention as soon as the video comes on? Y'all ever was on Netflix and the first 5 minutes you was like, let me find something else. That's just with marketing. Your first couple lines, your first scene, the music, all that would determine if these persons stay and watch the whole video or watch 3 seconds, because all of this is in the analytics that you have to present to the client. Did they just watch 3 seconds and scroll away? Did they watch the entire commercial? Did they take any actions? Did they actually click the link and say, oh, this looks solid, wings? Pepper wings? Let me click this and see who doing pepper wings. Or was the commercial so boring? They scroll, they look and it's like, and they scroll away because nothing captivated them within that 5-10 seconds. So you definitely have to understand the market before you start marketing. You have to understand people. You have to understand demographics. You have to understand what's happening around you. Right now, I went on TikTok because all the young people was flocking, and even the old people was flocking there during the pandemic, giving them something to do. So I went there so I can stay relevant. If I stayed on YouTube or Facebook, there are thousands of people I would have missed because I didn't evolve with the market. If y'all understand what I'm saying. I understood that everybody's going on TikTok. So I went on TikTok, checked it out. I made an account and I used it to my advantage and did some videos so I could be relevant. So you ask yourself, how's the market doing right now? What is the base cost for what I do? Because you don't want to underprice yourself when you're doing marketing. Because when Miss Archer come to them and say, yeah, man, $1,000, and then you all come out of school and say, yeah, you can give me $40. I'm a bamboo shark tie snap. Then all them coming to you, but you ain't have your ride, you ain't have your experience, you underselling. And now these same people who come to you for $40, you doing $1,000 worth of work for $40. Now when they go to, and they taking advantage of you. Now when they go to Miss Archer and say, how much you is? She says 1,000. They say, well, I could get her for $40 on a tie snap. So now the value of what you guys do now drop because because you're underselling yourself. You're overworking, underselling, overworking, underpaid. So understanding the base cost for what you do is important as well. So once you get the knowledge and you understand the market, understand people, understand your client, what they're looking for, and then you understand yourself. Okay, yes, the client, sometimes, Ms. Archie, you could speak on this. Sometimes the client might say, yeah, man, I want the chicken on a plate and the plate to spin around. But you as the marketing person, you're like, but I think it'll be better if you see someone eating it and enjoying it, because that could connect to people better. You might kind of have a better idea of how execution. In cases like that, what do you normally do, Ms. Archer?
What I've learned, and again, this is years of battles. What I've learned to do is to give my recommendation and give it very strongly. I feel that for the results that you want for this particular spend or the investment that you're going to put into it, we should do it this way. If you spin the chicken around, it's not as appealing as, like you say, a person connecting to someone or seeing someone eating it. But if the client does insist that that is the way that they want to spend their money, my disclaimer is I did not recommend that. But we will do it your way because, again, you do work for the client at the end of the day. You cannot have a breakdown, blowout, fist fight with the client because they want to spend their money that way. You just can't do it. So you give your recommendation, but you also try to make their idea work to the best of your ability as well. I've seen a lot of people just kind of just walk away from a project because it wasn't something that they want to do. No, just stick at it, do it to the best of your ability, and try and help it along the way if you can, possibly to get more likes, to get more grows, to get more products sold in any other ways you can, and put your energy there. What's done is done. That's how the client wants it. Work with it. Find something else that you can make better.
Awesome. So I feel like I've been rambling a little while. Any questions at this point? Of course, we can talk about our experience. We can talk about what we do, how we do it, our way of execution. But we might not be hitting specifically areas or queries that you may have. So asking questions is very important. Are there certain things you want to know? Are there certain things you've come across or you've seen and you want our thoughts on it? Any questions? Any concerns? Hold on, I see the chat going. Nope, no one in the chat. Any questions? When it comes to marketing, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to PR,
And social influencers.
so right.
Yeah, I actually have a question for you, Dasquay. What made you decide? Yes, you. What made you decide to get into the influencer business?
Almost everything I've done, I mean, everything that I do now was off of of was based on me saying yes in fear. So the acting, the hosting, the social media influencership, I think the one of the very first persons to ask me to do influencership was Cable Bahamas during a Christmas promotion they were having. And I was like, influencership? Who is that? It was like, oh, we want people to sign up for this specific package, but we take care of the marketing part. We just want you in the commercial for it. So when people see you, they could see what agenda that we're pushing. You're gonna make it more entertaining and stuff like that. So I think that's when the first time I professionally went into being a social or an influencer. Then came Alive, then came all of the smaller businesses, then came Bamboo Shark, then came all of the businesses. Um, so it was me just saying yes because person saw something in me that I didn't see. Um, or they've seen me doing little social media skits and they were like, this guy is really good. What if we get him to do this or do that? Just act in a commercial. And they're like, how you feel about pushing my product? How do you feel about um 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 some free wings? Because I say that because I hungry. Um and I do there's a place on Bay Street called Velmatasek and they have amazing wings.
Yes.
So I did a campaign, I did a short campaign for them.
Mr. Adley,
Present.
are you campaigning now?
Oh, for live?
No, for Mother Sick, because you actually pushing forward. You pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Marketing.
See, once they got me on the payroll, I talk with them every day. Alive, believe in best. I talk about them every day. It becomes a part of my daily language. So even when I'm on the camera, I talk about the brand. But yeah, once when I got into it, I understood it. A lot of persons see me as a comedian, but I'm a businessman first, then I'm a comedian after. You pay for my when people see me, they see my views, they see my influence, they see my brand. He have this amount of followers. My Grammy always talking about him because he got a TV show. Um, I saw him on a couple lives, and when he was pushing his product, people was actually showing up and stuff like that. So they look at these stuff. So I'm a businessman first, then I'm a comedian after. So I make you laugh and I push your product and I be me. But you only can make thousands of dollars. I make nothing. I can tell you go by Velma the sec. Because sound like you about to go there today. I can tell you go to Velma the sec. And she get like $500 and walk away gonky. And I sitting home eating noodles. No, I can at least run three of them wings and a couple of dollars because I sent all them people to you. So as an influencer, I had to learn, like I said, who is the business? What is their product? What are they trying to push? What's the best way to push it? How can I tie myself to it? Am I committed to it? I had companies that reached out to me to do some stuff for them, and I turned it down because I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in the product, or I tried it and it didn't taste good. It's a bit harsh, but whatever I attach myself to, I want to believe in it wholeheartedly. So I'm not just doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I believe in the product, that it's actually a good product. And it talks about my quality. Because if I just push in anything, if I push in the bush mechanic down the road, um, and he ain't getting no car fixed, then they can look at me. Why Cray always doing the commercials for this man? This man can't fix car. You have 86 cars in the yard, and he telling me bring my car. You have 86 cars to go finish before you bring mine. So, um, me even doing research on my end, I go look up the brand. Let me see what they're doing. Let me see the engagement. Let me see the products. Let me see who these people is before I attach my name to them. Because once I attach myself to them, I have to rep them as if, you know, ride or die. So even as an influencer, I make sure I cover myself. And I make sure I educate myself before I just jump into things. So um the PR persons, the marketing persons, the camera crew, they make sure I understand that before I dive in. And yeah, So I got into it by saying yes. I was scared, but I did it, and it was pretty cool. And then more people was like, "Hey, come do me," and I was like, "Okay, cool." Then the other person was like, "Hey, Bamboo Shark, you like Bamboo Shark?" I'm like, "Yes, I like Bamboo Shark." It's like, "Hey, come do a commercial," and I'm like, "No problem." And it's like, "Okay." And then you have the big companies come say, "Hey, we like what you're doing. How you feel about?" I was like, "I like couple dollars. And then I go rock with them 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, depending on what kind of marketing campaign they want to run with me, and then I go from there. I love what I do. When you love what you do, it won't feel like work.
Exactly.
And you'll be excited to do it every day.
Yes, I have to say that you touched on something that I can say has been extremely important, and that's keeping your brand clean. The fact that you are so flexible in between so many different types of products. I can't tell you how many times people have had followings and had really great content, but they just could not pull off the campaign because the brand wouldn't withstand it. Nobody
Right.
wanted their brand associated with that type of content. So that is extremely important. And I learned a couple of things today too. Now I know how you think. So the next time I come to you for a campaign, I know exactly what to say.
Full information. Full information. Full information. And
All
then
right. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. That's great.
I just gonna allude that like how I rock with Alive,
Mm-hmm.
they always say, as long as you're with us, make sure you don't do nothing for our competitors. So
Mm-hmm.
even loyalty, make sure that you are loyal to your client, and make
Mm-hmm.
sure that the persons you bring on for your client will be loyal for the client as well. So I have to rep Alive, I gotta rep Bamboo, I gotta rep
Mm-hmm.
whoever bring me on, and make sure I stay loyal to them because they will be looking at that as well.
They do, but that's why you charge exclusivity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Well, I don't know if there are any other questions.
Shelly, you have any questions? Shelly ain't say nothing all day. Kidding. Jaden and
Full
Caden.
of
Any
information.
questions?
I full of information.
You full of information. Or you full of wings. I think you were eating. What is your Caden? What is your interest in terms of marketing or advertising, PR? Like, what is your interest specifically?
Um, my interest is really just wanting to be that person who can help others to get their ideas out there, and knowing that I could be the creative person who makes them look bigger than they really are. Um, I really like advertising mainly because of my mom, because my mom does designing graphics and stuff like that. So I took on from her. So that's
Awesome.
what I'm really interested.
Dope.
All right. Well, if we have no more questions, and this is really an exclusive with, Dasquay now, and y'all see him all over social. Y'all can say, I met Dasquay.
You see me on the side of the road, don't pass me straight.
I have a question. A quick
Go ahead
question,
and chat.
Mr. Adderley. How do you build your brand though? Because now I just reached over 1,000 followers. So 1,000 is some followers, right? On Instagram.
Hey.
And now I want to build my brand to become a socialite. So how do you go about doing that?
There are two ways that you can become a socialite, as you call it. One, you can build a portfolio where you create a page for yourself and you push content, you put together is it a media kit? Is it a media kit? A portfolio for yourself.
Yeah, a portfolio.
Yeah, with your numbers, with your expertise, with your interests. And you can now go to businesses and propose yourself to them. Hey, I want to work with your company. And you can start small business. Someone selling lipstick, the boy selling roses by the mall, the little boy. And you can start small. Hey, cause you might have family members who have little hair braiding. You can start with her. Hey, I wanna work with your company. I have 1,000 followers now. So if you want possibly to get some more clients, let me work with your brand. I could find somebody to do your graphics. I could push it on my page. I could do a little video to get people there. And it's almost like self-teaching yourself, or just taking little ideas or concepts from the persons who are doing it, like myself and like Sawyer Boy and another person, Wendy and Dyson, and other persons like that. You see what we do and be like, okay, I see what he did there. I wonder how I can twist that and make that mine. I see what he's doing for that one. I wonder how I can kind of tweak that and make it unique to me. So you could either go the professional route, do your portfolio, and then you can pitch yourself to companies, or the usual route where you start producing content online, and then one day you can hit that lick, like people will say. The right person will see you. The right person will follow you on social media. The right person be like, well, this girl getting popular. She have 1,000 followers now. Why you don't get her to do your thing? And then you get a call. Hey, do you do advertising? Hey, do you do marketing? Do you do acting? So, or you can just do both. I'll challenge you and say go do both. Think of what you can post daily to get yourself out there and to get people to watch your page, view your page, or you can go the professional route where you create a brand page now, and you find ways to push that for people to like and follow, and then you put content on it daily that tells people, hey, I'm fun, I have followers, I want to push your business, and I already have my professional stuff already ready. So when y'all call me, I hit y'all with figures, I hit y'all with facts, and I ready to roll. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. And when you make it, send it to me so I can like and follow.
Of course.
Shelly Belly, any questions?
I think Shelly's mic is not available to.
Oh yeah, she did message. She did message.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So who else? Who else that didn't speak?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Jaden
Okay.
Nate. Jaden Gary.
I didn't think we didn't hear from Jaden.
Jaden Aiden Gulick. Jaden. Jake. JJ.
Wake up.
Jaden said Aiden Gulick. Okay, he's straight.
All right, guys. Well, it has been awesome being here with you. I appreciate all of the questions, and that's great. It has been a pleasure, as always.
As always.
With you. And what I will do is, once I get the list of the participants, I'd say by Monday, then you guys will get your rags so that you could, I'll send one to Dasquay too. And you guys can get started with that. And we'll send the recording. Junior Achievement is going to send the recordings out to you guys after this as well. And you can look out for it on social media. All right.
Be great.
Have a good weekend.
Hi, guys. Just want to say thank you to Ms. Archer and Adley for presenting with us today. The other sessions are now open. So if you've signed up for legal and medicine, you can just move right on to those sessions. Thank you.
Bye.